Right, let's start today's session. So in the last lecture of SQL Server development, we were discuss about basic command set. Okay, so this is the basic command set. SQL command set like data definition language commands like create, alter, drop. Data manipulation language like insert, update, delete. Data control language like grant and revoke. And rollback transactions. These are the transaction control language commands, rollback and commit, save, bind. And even data query language also we have seen like select. So let's enter into SQL Server Management Studio first. Right. So here database engine is a server type, SQL Server. Name is a dot server. Click on connect. Okay. So we created in the yesterday session like database. The database name is present here in the database folder. Dot database 6 p.m. Okay. So click on new query window for writing the code or queries. And if you want to move to your database, right now we are in master database, select the database 6 p.m. Or else you can use the command like this, use database 6 p.m. also, we can execute, no problem. Okay, fine. So in the last lecture, how to create a database in two different ways, like with query and without having query, like directly using wizard like design. And even then we create a table also, right? So how to create a table without query, with query we discuss. So right now we have a tables in database 6 p.m. Expand tables. We have two tables, TBL EMP1, TBL EMP. Okay. So let's see. First we'll try to print, select the star from TBL EMP. So this is TBL EMP table. Click on execute. So we are having no data present here. And if you want to see the select star from TBL EMP1, also we can select this. Select star from TBL EMP1 means we are having the columns like ID, name, address, salary, like this. Okay, fine. If you want to drop the table, what we can do? Okay, drop command, drop table, table name is TBL EMP1. So let's see how to drop the table. Drop command, table, TBL EMP1. Last lecture, I have shown clearly how to drop the database, and even we can also drop the table. So table drop means table dropped successfully. There is no table present again in database 6 p.m. tables folder. Right click and refresh. There is no tables are present here. Only table EMP there right now. Okay, fine. So we successfully dropped the table and dropped the database, and we are retrieving the data from select star from table EMP table. Data is not present here. Empty table is there. Now today I'm going to start with how to insert and update, delete, alteration. All these things we'll discuss clearly. First, let's have a look into insert option. So right now we don't have any records in the table. So how to insert the records means insert into table name TBLEMP values. Okay. So ID number 1, name is Sai, and then address is Hyderabad. So I'm passing the column values. Okay. So ID insert into TBL EMP values. Okay. Yes. So what values we have to supply? ID, name, and then address. Okay. Let's try to insert. Record inserted, one row affected means one record inserted successfully into the table. Next, uh, if you want to see the record, whether it is insert or not, select star from TBL EMP and one record inserted successfully. And how to insert multiple records. So every time, is this required to insert record like every time separate commands? No need. You can see, you can also insert like this. Not required to pass separately ID number 2. Okay, name is, address is like this. And if you want, you can include multiple insertion records also, like comma we can give. one more set of record we can insert. For example, let me copy this and paste into here. And look at this, I'm trying to insert multiple records. Yes. Okay. So ID number 3 and the name is address, right? So these 2 and 3 both record like this, n number of records you can insert. 2 rows are affected means 2 records. Either you can go with this approach for inserting particular record, or else to insert multiple records also it's possible. Now select star from TBL EMP means we are having total 3 records, right? Yes. But sir, if you want to update the data, or suppose I want to update the second employee ID address, I want to change from SR Nagar to some address, then we can use update command. So update means modification of the data. Alter means modification of the table structure. I'll show you the difference clearly. First, let's have the update option. So what is update here? So update purpose, update command we have to use. Update table name TBL EMP. Set what you want to set, address, right? Yes, I'm trying to set address. In place of address, okay, SR Nagar, I'm giving address is Amirpet. Where we want to update, you have to apply the condition. Where means in which ID record do you want to update? I'm trying to apply the ID number 2. So for updating, compulsory where condition is required, sir. So update TBL EMP, set address. I'm setting the address Amirpet where ID equals to 2. Already the ID number 2 person is having address SR Nagar that I'm trying to modify. So I'm trying to execute this update command. So we are modifying the record. Whether it is modified or not, again check by using select star from TBL EMP. Look at this, address updated successfully. You supplied where condition ID equals to 2, right? So based on that condition, ID 2 only will be update here. So this is updating the address from SR Nagar to Amirpet where ID equals to 2. Fine. Next to what my plan, delete. So do you want to delete the record? Then we can apply delete command, delete. So insert, delete, update, or the action queries like data manipulation language commands. So to delete, you have to say particular where condition. See, there are two types of deletions are there. Delete from table name TBL EMP means all records will be delete. But I don't want to delete all the records. I want to delete particular record, right? So we can apply where condition ID equals to 1. See, if I apply where ID equals to 1 means only ID number 1 record deleted. But if I don't apply where condition, only delete from TBL EMP means all records will be deleted from table EMP. How many records are present? All the records will be deleted from the table only. So how the way you want, you can. Do you want to delete complete records? Go for delete from table name EMP. Or else only particular record where condition with based on ID value, you have to delete. Okay. Yes. So let's execute. We are having deletion successfully. Again, check once whether deleted or not. Go to here. Now it deleted here. Okay. So this is inserting, deleting, updating. But what happen if I want to, if you execute this only delete from table name TBL EMP, delete from table name TBL EMP. So it's delete complete records. Look at this. Delete from TBL EMP means it's deleted all records. 2 rows are affected. Now let's see this, select star from TBL EMP. Now you can see empty record, empty table is there. Again, if you want to insert the records, you can insert it, no problem. Like this. 1 row and again 2 rows. Again, table is having records packed like this. Okay. So this is deleting, inserting, updating the data. And select also we are doing. Select means all the records we are reading. Select star means all records, all columns. If I use only name in the sense, name only will come from table. Name comma address means multiple columns. Yes, name comma address. Both columns are coming like this. Name comma address from TBL EMP. This is name and address. So if you want to get all the columns, you can use star sign. And if you want to get multiple columns specifically, then simply we can use column names. Okay, fine. And one more important thing. See, I want to add one extra column to this table. Right now, how many columns are present in this? ID, name, address, right? So you want to add one extra column for this table means that is called table structure modification. So to do the structure of table modification, you must use the alter command, not update. Alter means changing the table structure, like adding the extra column or removing the column from table, or if you want to change the column data type size like increment or decrement. So these are all under comes into table structure modification. So in that context, I'm using alter command. Let's see how I'm using alter command. Okay, so fine. So first of all, if you want, you can see here also TBLEMP columns. Here clearly they are saying like three columns are present here, and a name varchar of 20, address varchar of 20, right? Fine. But how to alter, how to add the column? So alteration purpose. So alter table name TBL EMP. Okay, alter table name TBL EMP. Next, alter column name, sorry, add column name salary, that is integer. Now you can see add column is not required actually. Add salary integer. Alter table name, add salary integer type. Once the moment I execute this, we have added a salary column successfully to the table TBLEMP. Do you want to check whether table salary column is added or not to this table? Simply you can use select star from TBLEMP. You will come to know salary is added successfully. But why these salary column values are null? You know, very simple. Already the records present with existing columns like ID, name, address. That's the reason these records are existing columns are add data is present, but salary is just recently we have added, right? So this salary data cannot get properly, so null only by default. If you want, you can modify the data in the salary column. Let's see here, if you expand the columns and refresh it once, one more column is showing in the columns list, salary integer type null. It's allowing null actually. If you want to avoid allow nulls, then later we'll discuss constraints in SQL Server also clearly. But right now we successfully add that extra column to the table. But alter means not only adding the column. Okay, do you want to change, do you want to remove the column also possible? How it is? Alter table name TBLEMP, drop column name salary. So look at this. I have added the column salary integer type data type, but now it's time to drop the table. I don't want to continue with the salary. If you want to remove the column from table, so again we can use alter table TBLEMP, drop column name salary. So let's see. I'm trying to dropping the column from the table. Successfully drop the column. Let me check. Select star from TBL EMP, and column has dropped successfully, right? Yes. So ID, name, address. So these column dropped successfully clearly. So this is here also you will see there is no column present in this table EMP columns and three columns only there. So alteration means modification of the table structure like adding column or removing column. But still one more alteration also possible. Sir, already in my table structure, I have added name varchar of 20 characters maximum allowed for the name, right? But I want to increase or decrease the size of the name, like 10 characters I want to reduce. So already the data type size for the name column 20 is there, but I want to change. How to change this? Okay, very simple. Again, we can do alteration only. For this also, we have to do alteration. How to change the column data type size means alter only. Alter table, table name, tbl emp, alter column, column name. What is that? Name, varchar of 10. Previously it was 20 characters are present, but now I'm trying to alteration of this column. Alter column, column name, name varchar of 10. Let's run this and we are changing the alteration successfully. Command completed successfully. So alter table tbl emp, alter column name varchar of 10. Let's check out whether table is altered or not. So column name alter or not. Right click on columns and refresh. Previously it was 20. Now this time varchar of 10, it's clearly available. Okay, yes, it's also changed. So this is alteration of the column. So alteration means, look at this, there are several ways to alter the table: adding the column, removing the column, and changing the data type, column data type size. Okay, these are all under comes into alteration of the table. But sometimes what will happen, without having these commands, okay, user asks to alter the table through design. First of all, let me show you. We have seen so far through queries, right? Like insert query, update query, delete query, commands. But without passing commands, can I do same thing through design? Yes, why not? Yesterday we discussed creating database through design, creating table through design, but now we'll see creating or inserting the records, deleting the record, updating the record through design also. Even alteration also possible through design. I'll tell you how to do this. So both the ways are possible. Either you can pass the commands like SQL commands and execute, then data table will be affected. But instead of commands passing, you can also do through design. Let's show the through design how to insert, delete, update the records in table. So same table I'm using. Look at this. This table is tbl-emp. Right click on table, and if you want to edit the table, so let's look at this. There is a edit top 200 rows option is there. Click on edit top 200 rows. Once you click on edit top 200 rows, now you will be able to see the table structure with the data. So if you want to insert one more record here, last row, you can enter the your inputs like ID number 4, Durga, address is Amirpet I'm using. Like how many records do you want? You can insert. After that, don't forget to save the execution. Here, query designer, execute SQL, you can try. Now, compulsory, the affected alteration is affected, adding the column also successfully. Query designer, execute SQL command is there, right? SQL command, you can execute once. If you want to see here also, you can see inserted or not. Yes, inserted. Inserted data is present here. Now let's go to this tab. If you want to delete a record or update record, modify that. So in place of Mohan, I'm trying to give any name like, okay, I'm trying to modify this name. And again, modification after, go to query designer, execute SQL, then modified data is present. Even you can check in this query window, modified data is affected and display here. This is updation. And to delete a record, simply you can click on that row, which record do you want to delete. So simply that record, you can delete it. I'm deleting last row, right click, delete. So you are about to delete one row. Okay, so click yes, permanently delete this rows. You won't be able to undo that those changes here. Warning they are giving. Yes means it will delete. So deleted successfully records. Here also you can check it once. So I'm saying that inserting, deleting, updating through commands possible as well as through design possible. Okay, fine. But just now we did alteration through command, right? Alter table, table name, add column, alter table, table name, drop column, alter table, table name, changing the column data type size. But why don't we alter the table through design? Yes, look at sir, in the process of alteration of the table structure through design by default. Okay, in your SQL Server Management Studio, whenever we try to do changes, some warnings will come. So if you pass alter command perfectly, the table structure will be altered. Okay, but I'm saying you through design, whenever you try to do changes, first time when we use SQL Server Management Studio, there may be chance to get some warnings. Warning means it will not allow you to changes through design especially. Let's see what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to show you, just give me one option. I have already activated the checkboxes. Now you can see this. Now you observe here. I'm trying to alter the database table through design. How to do means simply you can see right click on table and go to design. Yes, if you want to alter, you can go to the design of the table, not edit top to under rows. Now, as soon as when we click on design, automatically we got the design, right? Yes. In this, I'm trying to change data type of this name varchar of 10 to varchar of 30. I'm changing, sir. Just observe here. What I'm trying to do, varchar of 30. Okay. But after doing changes, you must save it, right? Because this is alteration through design. But by default, I'm saying in SQL Server Management Studio, whenever you try to do alteration like this warning will come like this. This will not allow you to do changes. As soon as when I click on save button, it is showing like saving changes is not permitted. The changes you have made require the following tables to be dropped and recreated. They are asking you either you can drop or recreate it, but saving changes are not allowed through design. They are asking, but this is not good, right? But if you want to change, if you want to allow the changes through design also, they are asking you, you have either made changes to a able that cannot be recreated or enabled the option prevent saving changes that require the table to be recreated. This option is required to enable. But where is the option? By default, this option is activate, right? So that we have to deactivate. So let's see how changes are allowed now. Look at this table structure, not changed still. 30 I'm giving, but still here you can see in the right click on this and refresh table and expand the TBL EMP columns. Still 20 only there, 10 only there, sorry. But is there changes? No. This is the problem generally we face when we do alteration in SQL Server through design. By default, the settings is like that. You have to do some changes, settings changes. What settings are there? You can see tools menu. Go to the tools menu and there is a options. There is options are there. Click on options. In the left hand side, designers tab is there. Designer tab. Select table and database designers. There is a checkbox you can see prevent saving changes that require the table recreation is there. So you must deactivate this checkbox, sir. Prevent saving changes that require table recreation. Okay. So after doing this deactivation, click on OK. Now you can try to save the name alteration varchar of 30. The saving changes are impacted. Now you can see save changes done. Whether it is saving changes done or not, alteration has done or not through design, refresh, you will come to know this is 30. Got changed. So this is the procedure to change the table structure through design, not query. Query, there don't be any problem. But the moment when we try to alteration of the table column or adding column, remove column. So this is required compulsory. By default, the tools menu options and in the left hand side designers table and database designer, this checkbox is activate mode only. It is there by default when we install SQL Server Management Studio for the first time. You have to deactivate and click on OK. Then onwards, you can allow you to change the table structure through design is possible, sir. So this is the way to alteration through design and through command. Okay. Both options you must know that. Okay. Both options you must know that. The alteration with query, alteration with design. Insert, delete, update through query, and through design, create database and create a database through design and command, and create table through design and command. All we done successfully like this. Okay. Yes. Now we done create, right, alter, right, drop, insert, update, delete, and select. Now next time I'm not discussing about these commands at this moment because these are permission level commands. Yes, later part for sure. In upcoming sessions of SQL Server, I'll include grant and revoke. So to work with these commands grant and revoke, I need to introduce the special concept like schema concept. So later I'll try to include the schema concept and schema level permissions, how we can do and how to cancel the permission by using revoke command. In the later sessions we'll discuss. Meanwhile, I'll discuss about transaction control language. I said that rollback will work only with transaction. Okay. Whenever you begin the transaction, then rollback will be applicable, commit will applicable. These are all transactional control language commands. So rollback is nothing but when you do transaction, under the transaction, whatever the operations you are doing, okay, under that transaction, there is a chance to get back or cancel the transaction by using rollback. But make sure that if you do delete the record, normally delete from table name tblemp where id equals to 1 means that directly will delete. There is no option to get back those records. But whenever you do same operation like delete through transaction, there is a possibility to roll back, means cancel the transaction possibility is there. But once you commit, commit means save changes. You have committed to do the transaction proceed. So transaction makes permanent means again there is no possibility to get back that rollback. Save point means save the transaction. We'll discuss all these things practically. First, let's observe the table here. So we have a table, select start from tblemp. I'm reading the records. 1, 2, 3 records are there, right? Fine. What my plan is to do, delete from tblemp where id equals to 1. Now tell me, sir, if I execute this command, what will happen? Command will be delete, query will be delete, record will be delete, right? Yes. Again, is there any possible to get back this record? No way. No chances. You cannot get back the ID number 1 again. The reason is you are doing directly the action command like delete command. But at the same time, if you do same action under transaction, like begin transaction, then under the transaction, what I'm trying to do, delete from tblemp where id equals to 1. Look at this, along with the transaction, you are executing the command, then transaction successfully, but not at confirm. Transaction is on row affected. You can see after row affected, when we see select star from tblemp, one record deleted, it's showing, but it's not confirm, I'm saying. When it will be confirm your transaction, when you do commit, then only it will be confirmed. But as long as you don't do commit, still there is a possible to get back your record into table. Just because by executing rollback. Rollback means what? Cancel the transaction what we done recently. For example, you can see I'm doing the transaction. I have done the transaction like this one, right? Delete from tblemp, delete from tblemp where id equals to 1. But do you want to make this transaction successful? Go for commit command execution. Or else, sir, I don't want to proceed with my transaction. I want to cancel my transaction means if you cancel the transaction, this deletion also will be cancelled, right? So if this deletion will be cancelled means you will get back that ID number 1 to your table, right? So let's see rollback I'm doing. Rollback in the sense cancel the transaction, rollback. Command completed successfully. Let's check whether the table is having the record number ID 1 or not. Yes, 1 is there still. So this is rollback means getting back the record means cancel the transaction and you will delete a record. You will come back and store into your table. But let's do again transaction. Begin transaction, delete from tblemp where ID equals to 1, execute. One row is affected. Now, still the transaction is not yet finished. You can see ID number 2 and 3 is there. Transaction not yet finished, right? But in this context, next time what I'll do, not roll back. I'm doing what? Commit. Commit means make the transaction permanent. Commit in the sense what? You are doing this transaction permanent means commit. You are committed to do this transaction successful. Let's execute committed successful. Remember, once you committed this transaction successful, then there is no way to get back the record again. ID number 1 will not come back to your table. Even though after execution commit command, you have make this transaction permanent. So if you use rollback again, it won't work. Look at this. The rollback transaction request has no corresponding begin transaction. The rollback transaction request has no corresponding begin transaction like that. So this is not possible, sir. So this is rollback and commit command, how it works with the transaction. But what about save point? Okay, to explain about save point, let's do the multiple transactions. Save point in the sense each and every transaction separately you can save with some name that is called save point name. Later, you can decide from which save point onwards do you want to roll back the records, like get back the records or cancel the transaction. Then you can decide that. That is called save point option. Okay, let's see that how save point will work. To work with properly the save point, let's see the records first. Select start from EMP, table EMP. Let's insert ID number 1 record again so that it will be good for us to maintain the clarity. I'm inserting ID number 1 again, sir. Okay. Yes, let's select start from table MP. So we got ID number 1, 2, 3 back. Now I'm trying to do the save point options. I'll show you. So first, begin transaction. Begin transaction. Okay. And save transaction T1. Under this, delete from table name tblemp where ID equals to 1. Save transaction T2. Under this, delete from table name tblemp where ID equals to 2. Again, save transaction T3. Delete from table name tblemp where ID equals to 3. Okay. Now observe carefully. So total how many save points are there? Okay. So save points T1, T2, T3. These are the 3 save points are there. I'm doing the transaction here, begin transaction. Save transaction T1 name under this save point T1. What query I pass, delete from table name EMP, table EMP where ID equals to 1. T2 transaction like save point 2, ID number 2, save point 3, ID number 3. Once I do this total transaction with the 3 records with the 3 save points, all records gets impacted. You can see one row affected, one row affected, one row affected. If you look at back to your table, so there is no records presented, right? Now select start from table name tbl emp. So this is, once I run this, you will see there is no records present here. ID, name, address like this. But now the thing is, if I apply rollback, what will happen? Only rollback do not work because you have saved in 3 save points. Which save point do you want to roll back? That you can roll back it. Suppose if I roll back T1, all 3 records will get back. That is important. Okay, you may understand like this. When I roll back T1, so only one record can I get back, sir? No, all 3 records will get back because In the T1 save point, T2, T3 also will be saved. That's the reason whenever you roll back the T1 transaction save point, you will get all three records rolled back. If I do T3 transaction, only third record will get back. If I roll back T3, T2 transaction, 2 and 3 records will come. If you want, you can observe here. Roll back transaction T1. Okay. Rollback transaction T1. So what will happen here? T1 transaction I'm rollbacking, right? Execute. Now let's see all three records are get back or not. You can check out. All three records are get back. Look at this. Okay. Let's again begin the transaction and delete all that uh, records once again. Now this time table is empty. Now if I try to roll back T2 transaction, what will happen? Only T2, T3 will come, right? Yes. Look at this. Second record, third record is rollbacking. If I do T1 transaction rollback, all records will come back again. As long as you are not committed, then record will come back again. For example, let's try to do again begin transaction, save transaction T1 like this all. So right now table is empty. There is no records present. What happen if I try to do T3 transaction? Only third record will get back and present in your table only. Third record is present in your table. Rollback transaction T3. Okay. So T3 transaction is rolled back in here. Command completed successfully. Working fine. So let's see. Only third record is getting back. After that, whenever you do commit, there is no more chances to get back remaining records. So because you have committed, right? So if you want to get all the records, roll back transaction T1 only. So if you keep the save points here, there is a possibility from which save point onwards do you want to roll back that many records you are going to getting back into the database tables. So this is how the save points, how it works. So totally in today lecture, we discussed all the basic command set we completed: create, alter, drop, insert, update, delete, grant, revoke, rollback, commit, save point, and select. Okay. So this is the SQL Server demo sessions over completely. Okay. So tomorrow onwards, if you want to continue with SQL Server demo sessions, sorry, regular sessions, so you must enroll for this course. If you don't, if you uh, if you are really continue with the SQL Server sessions, you must enroll for this course. Especially, I'm telling the new students who are there. If you are already my old students, if you have enrolled for .NET package, no need to enroll for this again. So I will share mostly by today night SQL Server PDF material to you, and three video lectures, right? Including today video lecture. I'll place these three videos in SQL Server folder in the Google Drive. That folder immediately I'll share to you. If you are my student already, who already enrolled for this course, no worries at all. And new student especially, you must enroll for this course to continue these lectures tomorrow before session. Okay. Yes. .NET, who are attending .NET 7 p.m. today? Yes, it's there today also. Tomorrow also have a demo. So tomorrow also that is demo session only .NET. But SQL Server tomorrow is not a demo. So mostly tomorrow is the paid link only. That's all from my side today, SQL Server. So see you tomorrow with the new link.
Hello.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, did you teach stored procedures?
Yes, obviously. Because my team, I think, sent the course content of SQL Server. Because in SQL Server, stored procedure, triggers, okay, schemas, and joins concept, and indexers, constraints, okay, database normalizations, and functions, okay, lot of things we include in SQL Server development.
Okay, I didn't see stored procedure on there. That's why I'm asking.
No, it's there in the course content, right?
On the website, it doesn't say stored procedures.
No, in the website. Have you seen the course content link?
No, I will wait until it's emailed to me. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So they emailed you already the course content. So in that you can find out that all the course content what I'm going to cover, like stored procedure, triggers, schemas, everything is there.
Okay, thank you.